Okay, go ahead.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live.
Okay. Am I back live? Okay, cool. Is it good to go?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened. It stopped. So hopefully we're having a little technical problems here. So we are doing some stuff with our Wi-Fi, and then I'm hoping that's not what changed. But it kicked you guys off. But I was saying, Richard, I went to work this morning, and then on the way back we got a call saying our tires were in because we got 4 new tires. Our tires are terrible, and it was unsafe to keep driving to LA with those tires. So they called, and then Richard's like, "Do you want me to bring you home first?" Because it was near the house where the tires were, and I was like, "Yeah, that'd be good," But I was thinking it was gonna be like an hour. Usually like 3.5 hours or something like that, and I was like, "Oh my goodness," because they did the alignment, and I guess they said the alignment was a little difficult for some reason. I don't know why it was difficult. I don't know. But it all got done, and Richard said that the car's driving so much better. Because I kept saying a lot of the issue is just these tires. We have bad tires. Because I think because our suspension's a little bit bad, and we knew our tires were out of alignment, but our tires weren't matching, so we couldn't align them. We got them at different times. They were all used. They weren't the same. So that's gonna make a big difference. So it's day 43, no alcohol, and it's a week till New York. So I will be in New York pretty much like this time, I think, next week. Like, I don't know what time it is right now, but if I'm not there, I'll be there very soon, because there's a 3-hour time change there too. So I arrive once it's already dark there, but not that late, I always arrive when it's dark, even if I leave in the morning, just somehow, because I don't really like to do like the super early morning ones. I like to do, early in the morning where it's, decent time in the morning, which for me, I like wake up early. So 6, 7 a.m. is fine for me. But I always get to the airport even earlier, and then I take the train usually when I get to New York. So by the time, I don't know, with the time change and just everything, which is whatever. No matter if I pick a little earlier flight or a later flight, it's I always arrive once it's dark in New York. So I'm excited this time because my client is picking me up from the airport, and he actually is getting me a hamburger from a steak place that he actually has comps at this. There's a casino, and near, and he's gonna get it to go for me because I said, I don't mind, we could go to dinner if you want. He's like, since you're getting in the evening, it'd probably be easier for you to just if we get it to go. So I was like, yeah, that's great. That is easier for me. I'd rather not go to a 2-hour dinner if I don't have to. So I'm excited about that because then I already have my dinner when I get there, a burger, and this client doesn't drink, so there won't be any drinking occurring in the time that I'm spending with this person. And so that's going to be quite a bit of time because it's going to be, he's going to, it's not even that much because I'm not going to go with him he's going to get the burger, and then pick me up from the airport, and then take me to my hotel. So it won't be that much time, but, hello, handling the hours. But by the time I see my client and I get there and then I have my burger, I think I'm just gonna go to bed that night because I'm always very tired. So I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with the alcohol the first day. And Richard's like, what about on the plane or something at the airport? I'm like, I'm not gonna pay the prices, and it's terrible stuff on the plane. And at the airport, that's just give your half your arm or something. I mean, it's such a fortune to pay for anything at the airport. I would not. What you pay at the airport for one thing is more than what you pay for a 6-pack of the same thing. Because I one time, one of my trips, I one time got one of them darn Angry Orchards on the way back from New York. It was $16 or $20 for one bottle. I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. And I was like, I work hard for my money. I'm not going to spend $16. This is ridiculous. So I'm a cheapskate. Yeah, so that luckily will keep me from spending money at the airport. But it is day 43. I'm excited about that. I feel really good. And it is 1 week to New York. So a little worried about that. But I'm excited at the same token, too. There's a little bit of, a little fear of the fact of having to deal with the sobriety thing. Not fear, I mean, I'm not like scared. It's more just like irritating. Like, I have to deal with that. But then there's all of the like bonuses of New York of just getting to go that I'm really excited about. You know, like you're in Manhattan, you know, and it's beautiful there, and it's gonna be November, and it'll be pretty in New York. I'm gonna be a little bit chilly, but it won't be like overly chilly. It's actually gonna be a nice time. When I was there in January, it's much colder than November. Because I've been there in November and January. I like November much better than January. January is not my favorite time to go to New York. January and February, not so much. But November, I like it. And it's amazing because you always think New York's going to be like really cold at Christmas, but it's not necessarily. Like it can be, but a lot of times New York is like okay at Christmas, but then January, February, and even March can be just like,
Please
oh.
like and subscribe.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe. And please share the stream if you don't mind. And then also, I like if you tap on the right hand side with the little emojis. I don't know what they call that, but when you give it the little taps where you get little hearts or whatever little emoji you want. But I really like that because when we first did live streams, it was on Periscope, which no longer exists anymore. It was it got bought by Twitter, but they only had that. So I actually really like that if you guys do that. So it kind of just makes me feel, hey, look, the moon's still out. Look at that. Can still see it. All right, I'm gonna attempt to do my 20 push-ups. All right, you guys. So I was in the Air Force when I was 17 to 21, and so I learned to do push-ups, at a young age. But then I didn't do them for many years, and then I picked it back up in like 2017, and then since 2017, I've been able to do push-ups like really well until this last year with these New York trips. So it's a little frustrating to me that I'm struggling to do my 20 push-ups because it's been since 2017 I've been able to do 20 push-ups like very easily.
Haley Howard says, love the hair color.
Oh, thank you. I know it's fading already, which is good and bad. It's good because it can be a little too loud when you first do it, but then it's a little bummer because it is kind of fun to have the red, and it goes really fast when you dye it yourself, especially. It just kind of fades. I don't know if you guys know that. Red doesn't last that long. So I don't know how long it'll stay red. Hopefully a while, because I like that it covered my roots. I have some gray going on is why I have to do some 40, y'all. All right, here, let's do the 20 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Hello
16,
from England.
17, 18, 19, 20. Hello, England. All right.
How'd that feel?
Feels pretty good. But I'm just not going as low as I should. I just don't have... How low can you go? I used to go much lower. Just up until like November last year. That's why this New York thing, I'm happy it's ending, but I am going to be sad. Did that person reach out? Yeah, that person reached out to me out of the blue today. Right? That's right. Yeah, so a client that reached out to me today, actually 2 of them from New York, that are like, oh, New York is missing you. And they're happy I'm coming. So I'm like, I'm going to be there in a week. So it's funny how I was going so often that I almost felt like I was going too often, where people were, getting tired of me. But now it's going to be like 50 days. So people are starting to be like, when are you coming back? And I haven't told most of them that I'm not probably going to come back again. But I probably won't tell most of them. All right, I'm going to do 100 crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. All right. And I'm going to do 50 each way.
Have you ever been tested for like having double joints or anything like that? Because the way you move it looks like you do, and someone says that they have the same issue, so they can't do push-ups.
No, I haven't tested. How do you get tested for double?
I think it's called CSA.
I don't know. No, I never knew anything about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tested for double joints. I don't know anything about that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, let's do 50 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, now we're gonna do 20 squats, and then I'm gonna do minute checks. And then I'm gonna pop a squat and we're gonna have a little chat. So this is just my little daily kind of workout I've been doing ever since I've been trying to get back healthy before I go to New York, where I might get unhealthy for 12 days, but this will be the last time, so I'm really excited about that.
Last hurrah.
Yeah, not even like the last hurrah, but more like the last time I have to deal with being unhealthy, and then I'm just gonna stay healthy, like, because I'm kind of too old to keep like back. But once you get older, it's easier to just stay on a healthy diet than to be like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like,
Yeah, but binge drinking makes it.
yeah, like, but even just the food part of like it's easy for me to just do more protein than the like sugary stuff. But when I eat the sugary stuff, then I'll crave the sugary stuff until I get. It's a cycle, and that cycle is annoying for me. I'd rather just kind of stay in a regular routine. You know, when you're young, it's fun to just have all this crazy, your life all up and down. Like me and Rich always say, like, when you're young, you know, you might want to go on the roller coaster a bunch of times. When you're old, you're like, one time's good and maybe not even that. You know what I mean? So New York's been like a roller coaster for me, so I'm just kind of ready to be in a more calm space. Like here in LA is much more calm for me and Rich. Okay, I'm gonna do my 20 squats.
20.
Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, Okay, they might not be perfect or even close, but they feel good. Okay, we'll do some nunchucks. Sorry, it's dark. The sun there is sun, just not back here. It's like over there, but if I'm over there, I'm kind of seen by all the neighbors, and I feel like it's just a little intrusive of them there. Because back here, no one, but out there, you're a little more like, people are walking. What's going on? It's a little bit more like, look at me, look at me. Okay. My elbow hurts really bad from when I whacked it yesterday, actually, because it's the spot that I hurt in March with the car incident. So that it still hurts a little bit. And, I whacked it in the same spot. I was like, it hurt all day yesterday. It doesn't really hurt today, but it hurt really bad yesterday. Oops. I want to do it again. Just hit it, but not this side, this side. So I keep it in that same elbow. And it already had like this scars there, but this elbow still hurts. Like, I don't know what I do when I fell out of the car, rolled out of the car, but it still hurts. So I whacked it so hard with the nunchucks yesterday. I was like, oh, great, same spot. Ooh, glad it wasn't my elbow this time. I'm getting too like, I think these are getting really loose, Rich.
Yeah, we need
I
might upgrade them.
Because they're getting harder to kind of swing.
Oh, you just need to oil them, maybe.
Oil them, yeah.
Oil 'em.
Yeah. Oil them. Hi, voices. All right, I'm gonna sit down. Yeah, they're there. I'm good. It's later. It's so funny. I'm such a morning person that if you catch me in the morning, I have like a lot of energy. Towards the end of the day, I get less and less and less. And you guys know me. I'm like good at going to bed at like 6 p.m. So no World Series games today. Tomorrow. Dodgers lost yesterday, which is unfortunate, because if they don't win tomorrow, they're done. So, really hope they win. But my client today was from Toronto, so it's funny because you realize the thing I was talking to Rich about this the other day is, so I really am liking baseball. It's becoming just like I love it. I've always loved sports, but I wasn't the biggest baseball fan. I was always a football fan and more basketball and soccer, if anything. But now I'm just, baseball is like, this does it for me. And I have a hard time now disliking the other teams even, because the longer I watch it, the more I'm like, oh, I like that guy. And so now even like I'm like excited for people, like even if, I want the Dodgers to win, but even if Toronto wins, like I'm happy for the people that are the fans of Toronto, you know what I mean? Like this guy was so elated that they're in the World Series, and he stayed awake for the whole game the other day, watching it at the casino till midnight, the 18-inning game. And he said he got so drunk, but was just so excited, so how fun when you're in Vegas that your team is in the World Series and they go 18 innings. I ended up not winning that game, but Toronto's doing really good. So, because it was, wait, what is it? Was that game 5, Rich? Was that game 5?
That
Yeah.
was game 5.
Yeah, so it's like 3-2 right now, yeah. Yeah, that was game 5. So game 6 is Friday. But tonight is the Ravens and the Dolphins for football. I'm such a sports person, and I'm always like, Richard, what sports game is on? He's like, well, we can watch something other than sports. I'm like, yeah, but is there a sports game on? And he's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, then can we watch that? And then I'm like, if there isn't a sports game, then sure, put on something else. But is there a sports game on? Because that would be my choice. I'm like a big sports person, so yeah. So it's 40.
Your team was the Mets.
Oh, they are, but guess what, you guys? Mets and Dodgers are connected. I actually wrote this on I still call it Twitter, but on X today, because someone was saying, "Are you going for the for Toronto?" I said, "Oh no, of course not. I gotta be going for the Dodgers because that's like now it's my second favorite team." But it's actually connected because the Dodgers used to be the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the San Francisco Giants used to be the New York Giants. So I know they have the New York Giants football. I don't think that maybe it was called that then or what, but they used to have New York Giants baseball in New York, and they had the Giants are black and orange, and then they had the Brooklyn Dodgers were the royal blue and the white, and both of those teams moved to California, both the Dodgers and the Giants. And the Giants became the San Francisco Giants, and the Dodgers, I think they went all over. I think they went all over California. I think they were not always LA, right? Were they? I don't know, maybe they were just LA. But they went to other places in California. But so they created a team once those teams left, and that's the Mets. And so they took the colors from the Giants. They took one color, which is the orange, and one color from the Dodgers, which is the blue. So the Mets were created because the Dodgers and the Giants left New York. And I'm from California, and the only professional game I've ever been to is a Giants game. But I didn't know that when I was a kid. I didn't know that they were ever from New York. My mom didn't mention that. She probably did. I just don't remember. But that's probably why we went to the Giants, because my mom's from New York and loves baseball, loves the Mets. You know, she passed. But that's all I ever heard about was the Mets as a kid. But we went to a Giants and Phillies game when I was probably like 5 or something. I don't know. And 5 or 6. But it kind of makes sense that now that my teams are the Mets, because that's my mom's from Long Island, and then the Dodgers, because I'm from California. So it's not even like weird that I like those two teams. It's not like, oh, you sell it. It's like, not kind of how I was raised, like California and New York teams. I mean, that was the only ones I went for. I don't think I've ever gone much for like another state. A little bit maybe if I lived there, like, but not really. I still kind of always went for California. I was thinking about, because like even when I went to Oregon games of like it was the Trailblazers against like the Lakers, I still always rooted for the Lakers. You know, like so I think I've always rooted for California teams. You know, so and then of course New York teams. I actually used to. Oh gosh. When it was Eli Manning, when the New York Giants football team won one of the Super Bowls, I think it was like, I don't know, 2008 or 2009 or 10 or somewhere around there, before I got with Richard. So it was before 2012, I know that. They won, and I got like all this gear. Like as soon as they won, I ordered all this stuff, you know, Super Bowl champion, New York Giants, and I had all this stuff. And when we first went to New York, I had a New York Giants purse. It was a Dooney and Burke. I used to be obsessed with Dooney and Burke. So I get like latched onto these certain. I don't like expensive brands. I'm very much. Richard used to call me like the Rachel Ray of like life, like where I'm like the cheap, like where I want everything cheaper, like the bargain shopper kind of thing, you know, because I think she would do like bargain food or something. I think was her thing, but he would say, "You're like that for like just like you always want to get the bargains." Like I don't like expensive stuff. I mean, there's a level of class and sophistication and quality that I like, and I like quality stuff. It's not that I want cheap and garbage, but I refuse to get $1,000 jacket because it says, I don't know, Balenciaga or something like that. Take my Walmart or something. I mean, Walmart's not the best, but I mean, for a while I was just wearing all Walmart, and I shop mainly Amazon. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like very many expensive brands, but I was obsessed with Dooney and Burke for a minute because I was getting them from eBay. Because now on Amazon, I'm like, I don't spend that on a purse. Get the heck out of here. I was spending like below $50 on these bags. eBay used to be really cheap. I don't know if you guys know that. It's not anymore. No. Everyone knows now. This is before Amazon. eBay was cheap because people didn't really know how to price things. You know what I mean? Like it was like, well, you know, it's kind of like not garage sale, but it's like, you know, and it's not thrift store, but it's not full price. But now they just kind of like line it up with Amazon and they'll be like, oh, it's like new. And you're like, not really, you know, when you get it, if it's something that's not new. And you're like, that should have been much cheaper. That's when I stopped doing eBay. Is they tried to tell me something was like going to be like almost new. It was like so tattered and terrible, like some of these clothes I had ordered. And it's so hard to return things on eBay. I mean, you can, but it's a nightmare dealing with the sellers for stupid stuff. So I stopped. But I used to get so many deals on there. Now Richard's been getting a couple things on eBay, but I stopped because I got scammed too many times. And then I got scammed with when we sold stuff. I accidentally sent things to the wrong address because people hustled me, and then this whole little hustle they do, and then they squawked that they didn't get it, and then you lose your. So it was an iPad, and so we were out the money and the iPad, and the person got the money and the iPad. It was like one of those things that I was like, I'm not dealing with eBay anymore, because Amazon, nothing like that would ever happen. But you could get some really unique things on eBay. Like I would get designer stuff that was, not brand new usually, because then they want to charge you, but like almost new. Sometimes it would still even have the tags, but they wouldn't necessarily say it was new because maybe it had it in their closet a while. It was a lot of times people just clearing out their closets where they maybe had a handbag or even a pair of shoes that maybe they never even wore, but they bought and they tried on, and they never wore. I had some shoes like that, And I used to love Dooney and Birkin, so I would get all these bags. But man, when I look at the price on eBay, on Amazon, I forget that. I won't pay a lot for a purse. Forget it. Now I like Kate Spade, but same with her stuff, her regular price stuff. I'm like, get out of here, a couple $100. No, thank you. But I look for the things that get marked down or whatever and come on clearance. But I like Kate Spade, Michael Kors. I do like Dooney and Burke, but they're kind of out of my budget now for handbags, unless you get them used at like a thrift store. And I like Betsy Johnson. Betsy Johnson, you can get her stuff for pretty cheap, but she has some insanely overpriced stuff. I don't know, I'm a cheapskate with it, and not with other people. Like I'm super generous with other people. Like I love, like when it came to I picked out Richard's guitar. He wanted to get a more affordable one, and I was like, no, I want you to have the best guitar because that means more to me than. I'd rather have a nice guitar, even though I don't play. Like this is a cool thing. So. Richard plays the guitar and the piano, and that's what my stepbrother did. And I love music. Like, music means everything to me. Like, I'm listening to it right now as I'm talking. I listen to music always. Like, and Gloria's the same way, too, which is like, you and Gloria are a lot alike. You guys want to, think that you're not. I'm like, I know. Because me and her will just listen to music all day long. And that's it. We don't have to be entertained by anything else. Like, if we have music, when I am in New York, I don't turn on TV. I just sit with I have a little speaker that I bring, but I always feel like I'm bothering people. I get this thing of I try to be as quiet as possible. So I just listen to my ear and I just sit there in my room and, and that will entertain me for a while, and then I'll go out and, walk around. But most of the time I'm just sitting in my room, when I'm not working, just listening to music. But Richard is super talented on the piano and guitar. And I always, when I was young, wanted to own instruments. I wanted to be musically talented, but it just wasn't really something that I was good at. I mean, I could have gotten better if I tried, but it's, how some people just have the talent, and other people be like, yeah, maybe if you really, really practice. And then, once I ended up doing eating disorders, my voice got destroyed, so the singing was out. I don't know if that was ever something that was going to be an option. I don't think I ever could have sing before. But my brother tried to teach me to play the piano, and it just didn't come very naturally to me. And he was one of those, just listened and played, was never taught until he got a full ride scholarship to the Musicians Institute. And then he finally learned to read music. He didn't even know how to read music and could play anything, the piano and the guitar. And so when he passed, I missed having instruments in the house, because he always we were always going to Guitar Center or whatever. There was a couple of other ones back in the day that, that you would get the guitars and Sam Ash and stuff. And so now when me and Richard have done that for years, we'll go and he'll try out guitar and stuff. And so there's so many things that are we're really similar with Richard and my brother that passed. And it was very significant to me when so I knew Richard since 2009, but we didn't get together until 2012. So I knew him for 3 years, where he lived in the building where I worked. Well, I only worked there for like 6 months, and then I ended up getting a different job because I was only doing it as a part-time job while I was being a concierge while I was going to school and doing like 2 other jobs, and but I ended up getting like basically recruited from a doctor that lived in the building to help him open his knee injection clinic. So then I did that for like 2 years, and so I didn't work but I still hung out with everybody from that building because I had met everybody that lived there because I was like basically at the front desk, and when everyone walks in. And I had a boyfriend there for a couple years and stuff. And so I would see Richard often. Like we would just, actually the guy I dated we dated on and off for like 2 years. He was Richard's next door neighbor. So I would see Richard like in the hallways or, in the elevators, or Richard's best friend would always invite me to parties at Richard's house and stuff. But my boyfriend didn't want to go. And, cause Richard was cooler. He had way more going on. But, I didn't know that much about Richard. I knew that he owned the convenience store below the building, and I used to shop there and stuff, and I just thought it was cool. But he had a fiance and stuff. I never thought anything. It wasn't like that between me and Richard. He was very nice to me. I liked him as a person, but we were just both doing our own thing. And then I remember the first time Richard now was single, and his father had passed. This is now 2012. And me and this guy are still kind of like hanging out, but we're not like together anymore. It was kind of lame. And this other girl is trying to kind of flaunt Richard to another girl, not thinking like me. Like she was trying to show this girl name was Molly, and she's like, oh, look at Richard, and she's like bragging about Richard, all these things, and she's like made Richard play the piano. And I remember I was like, that was kind of the first time I kind of got a little flutter for Richard, because I really do enjoy music, and something about a musician just kind of does it for me. And I didn't know he played music, and he played Piano Man on the piano, and he's phenomenal. He's really good on the piano. And even the guy, I was like, me and him were kind of like that FTF thing, that you keep going forever that needs to end. So he could kind of see that I was like interested in this, and he got a little jealous and stuff. But I remember that was kind of the first thing. And then when I first heard him play an acoustic guitar, and he played that song, Angel from Montgomery. So I love having a person that is actually going to utilize the instruments, because I almost feel like I would buy instruments if I had a decent enough job. Like I feel like I would buy instruments even if I couldn't play them, because that's how much I like them. And we used to have more guitars, and we had to sell all of them after the pandemic. Times got tough, and I hated when we had to do that. That was one of the worst things. It was like. And so I felt really excited to get the new guitar, and it just makes me happy. Like when I hear Richard play, when I just see it, I don't know, music, I don't know. And Gloria too, people think that in any way Richard is annoying the household. Not at all. Everybody loves when he plays his music, because all of us love music. Me, Gloria, and Annette listen to music all day long in our 3 rooms. Gloria on the couch, me in my room, and Annette in her room. And then when Richard plays, it just enhances. There's just there's sometimes 4 music things going in the house. Sometimes even more if we got the TV going with other things too. Because I got my music going in my room. Gloria's got it on her speaker, but and then that's got hers, and then we got Richard playing. So it's beautiful. I like it. Yeah, I love that. When I was young, I had to have music in the car, and all we had was tape cassettes back then for you old farts. No. And my mom only had a handful, and she had this thing of not changing the tape. So you would listen to the same tape for about a year. So you would know every song. But we had a car that the thing would flip. It was supposed to flip at the end of the CD. This was the new technology. Now your tape's gonna flip over. So you don't have to do it yourself. But for some reason, in this car, something wrong with it. So if you hit a bump, it would flip. So you'd be listening to a song, and then hit a bump, and go to the other side, listen to another song, hit a bump. So I never really cared what was going. It didn't matter. And my mom loved Christmas music. But one artist, her name was Amy Grant. I don't know if you guys know, it's a Christian singer. And she has this one Christmas album. She has more, but she has one that we owned. And my mom would start playing that Christmas album once. I don't know what holiday signified she could start playing Christmas music. I'm trying to think, but it was before Thanksgiving. It was like maybe it was Halloween. It could be Halloween because but then once I think it was Halloween. Once Halloween was over, it was like, oh, Christmas music can come out now, and then that would go till way into January. But one tape. So I can listen to the same things over and over. I don't really care. I just want to hear music. But there are certain things I don't like. It's funny. But then things I do like, I can listen to the same song on repeat for like ever. Sometimes I want to. I'm like, I really just want to hear that one song over and over. But I'm like, that's kind of lame to listen to one song on repeat. But I wonder how many times I can listen to this one. I know, like, if it's a new song that I just discovered that I like, or it might not be new, but one that I discover I like, I will listen to it about 50 times on repeat before I go to the next song. I'm like, okay, that's probably good. I don't know. So it would take a lot to annoy me with music, if that makes sense. The only thing that annoys me with music actually is concerts because of my hearing. But anything in this house doesn't hurt my hearing. Because it's not it has to be like those, I don't know, whatever they use in those like big auditoriums. Like we went to see Lady Gaga in like 2014. Oh, I thought my ears were going to bleed. I only made it like 15 minutes in Lady Gaga because there was an opening band that it was somewhere one of those, what do they call them now? The ones that are, is it called K-pop? The ones that are usually from is you right to say Asian? I don't know if you say Asian, but the ones that are coming from other countries. They're not always necessarily singing in English, but they're becoming popular. You know, is that called K-pop? I forget. But it was one of those bands. So I don't even remember if it was in English or not. It may have been in another language, but it was. If it was in English, I couldn't understand it because you know the ones that are like there's like 7 girls, and it could be guys too, but this was the girls. But and they're all singing in synchronization and kind of dancing. But to me, it just was like, and it was something about the speakers and the something going on with their I was like, oh God, this is terrible because I have really bad hearing, and Gloria had given us the tickets because it was supposed to be for Annette, and Annette didn't want to go, and we're like, we don't really want to see Lady Gaga, but I don't like Lady Gaga, but we're like, all right, fine. So we go, and that band about did me in, and they played for there was them and someone else that was just equally as awful to the ears. Like 2 hours before Lady Gaga comes out, and I was like, oh, I can't do much more of this, Rich. When is she coming out? And then she comes out, and I last like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, can we please leave? I can't. And he's like, oh, thank goodness, I want you to. If we had paid for it, you'll stay longer. We were just trying to make the tickets not be wasted, but they're pretty much a waste. That's when I think Gloria stopped getting things like that, because there was a time when she would get things like that for Annette, for her to go out, but Annette would never go, and it would just start being like, you're just spending money, and it's just basically, flushing down the toilet. So I think that was probably one of the last things where she bought her tickets like that. That was 2014, because Annette hasn't been to something like that in so long. It would be great if she could start going. I guess Rich was saying today, she was saying she wanted to go home to Gloria, which I think she means Oregon for home, and she always says she doesn't want to leave Vegas, so it was kind of an interesting thing. I guess Gloria just said, okay, sweetie, we will, and I don't know, it was kind of it's just an interesting thing. And then Gloria said, I think Annette's a little depressed, because I think the more she kind of gets her health back, she becomes a little bit more aware that she doesn't have a lot going on in her life. When she was so wacky, she was content just walking all day and sitting there. But I think the more she becomes kind of more alert, she's like, I want to do something. She really wants a job. We really want to make that happen. I don't know where that would work, because the only thing with Annette is she doesn't stay on task that long for things. But maybe she is getting better. So maybe, but I worry with a job that she'll be like, okay, I'm good. Because, whenever we take her anywhere, she'll be like, all right, I'm ready to go. She'll be ready to go. If she goes to the pool with us, she's the first one to leave. If she can. But she does go shopping with Richard, and she stays the whole time. And so she's definitely gotten a lot more of a longer attention span. and that's my sister-in-law I'm talking about, Annette, who has schizoaffective disorder. But I just really want to. She's really happy today, but I guess that happened yesterday, and Gloria was like, oh. We're all kind of like wanting Annette to have a little more things to do. I know she really wants to drive, and we really want to make that happen. It's just one of those things of, take a little bit. I mean, I wanted to start practicing, but I think it'll take a little longer before we feel fully comfortable with her fully like going on her own with the car. But I think it could happen. I think it could, because she used to. But I think it will take a minute, but I think I would fully feel comfortable if like Richard was in the passenger side, or me, or even Gloria and Annette was driving. But I think it'll be a minute before we feel fully comfortable, just because it's been a long time since she's had that much almost like a responsibility, but also just like exposure to the outside like that. Like the laws have changed since the last time she's drive, and the laws are different here. She never really drove much in Vegas. She drove only, and a lot has changed, since Annette has really been kind of in society.
Give a little shout out to the chat. They got to 100 likes already.
Hey, thank you for the likes of 100, and please give me some more of those. I love when you guys do that. When you just shower me with the likes. I really appreciate it. It actually makes me really happy when I always look at the end, like how many likes I get. And I also appreciate if you share the stream, and please subscribe if you like my channel, and please come on back. I mean, I really like that, and I like if you guys tap on your right hand side for the little emojis. Those are fun, and all those things are free, and they mean a lot to me. And I would never be offended if that is how you contribute. Like, that means so much to me. So don't think that I ever expect you to donate, but I love when people do too. That means a lot to our family too. But all those things mean a lot to us. So don't ever feel that you're not doing enough. If you give your like and your little tappies, the little tappy and subscribe and share, I mean, then you're golden. You did everything, so thank you. I mean, that would be the best. So if anyone that likes the channel, please do that. It would mean a lot to me and to everybody, to our whole family here. Because I know we're wacky. I mean, if my hair doesn't speak for itself. But we really do love each other here, and we've gone through a lot with each other where, there's been battles of like where we fought, where we didn't get along. But now, it's almost weird to think that we ever didn't get along, like in this household. There's I can't even imagine any of us like at this point getting upset with each other. It's just, everything is just so much smoother, but it was chaos. So it wasn't just like, oh, you guys, I did take it too far. I was being mean for too long. But in the beginning, there was mass chaos. So all I knew was to, I'm military, so I knew to just go to, structure, But then it was too much structure for this household. So that's why I backed off. Because I was being so rigid, and I was keeping everything so clean, Because if you guys, there's actually photos, it's pre-Casper, where I got this house cleaner than it is now. I got it really clean. It had been horrific, and then I got it really clean. I mean, I never got all the walls done or the carpet, but it was cleaner than what you see now. But then we got Casper, and so our room turned into just Casper's haven. It was clean in there, but there was nothing in there. It was sparse. It was really clean. Even the floor was cleaner than too in there, because Casper, the carpet was not as bad, because there was so much storage in there that it didn't have as much people actually walking. So there was only parts that were bad, and then other parts still looked pretty good if there'd just been stuff piled. But then Casper, has just, had his way in there, and also just us traipsing in and out for now 2 years, without, I have that steam cleaner, but it's very expensive for all the cleaner for that stuff. So there's so many projects for us. We just got the tires, and we had to get those. They said we were to the metal, and we were driving to LA like that. I mean, it was shaking at 80 miles an hour, because I won't drive 80 normally. I'm a safe driver, but if I'm driving from LA, I'll get up to 80. I mean, people pass me 100. I'm yeah, slow poke. I'm huh, 80's the max I'll go. But on those tires, I'm oh, Richard was snoozing on the way back last time, and I was like, we have to get new tires before the next trip, because I could feel that like at 80 it was like, good God, if we went 100 we probably would have been done. Like the other drivers, sure, you're nice tires, forget that. I will never go 100. I'm such a I'm like a slow driver. I do, but I'm conscientious of other people, so I'm not a slow driver that drives in the fast lane, which drives me absolutely insane. Some people do that. It drives me absolutely insane. I'm like, if you want to drive slow, get in the slow lane. Everyone don't mind if you drive slow, but don't be in the fast lane driving slow. I just don't even understand that. Especially when if you can't get over, but when they can, I don't understand. But LA is crazy. I mean, if you're going 80, people are like, get out of the way! Sorry, my wheels are wobbly. But Richard said the car's driving great. I haven't had a chance to drive it because he luckily took care of that today. It's so nice actually when your husband handles things like the car stuff, because I was single for a long time. Not like long time in the sense I got married I think when I was like 28, but like I didn't really like having boyfriends. So I was kind of always single, and then I would have boyfriends, but it would never be for long. And then it would like I'd keep hanging out with the same guy for a while, but the time we were actually like in a relationship was always pretty small, I don't know. I wasn't one of those like relationship people. And so I always just did everything on my own. So that's when people were like, and my mom, my dad left when I was 6. So she was a single mom for a while. And so like, I did a lot of the handiwork around the house, and like we always, set up stuff ourselves and move stuff ourselves. And then I went in the military and stuff. And I was in sports and stuff. So I've always kind of enjoyed when people are like, oh, make your husband do these things. A lot of the stuff I do enjoy doing. Like I enjoy using life for exercise instead of having to work out at the gym. Like keeping my life active. Like let me go move the stuff from the car into the kitchen after Richard shopped, or even when I used to shop, I liked the exercise of shopping, but now he takes care of the shopping, but now I'll take it out of the car, even the heavy waters and stuff, because I find it to be exercise. Like I go, whereas I won't just go pick up something heavy just for the heck of it and bring it from the car into the garage. Oh, now we got the garage fixed, but we were having to bring it all the way around. But like, if it's the waters, I'll do it, so I find that if you make life be exercise, then I don't find it to be annoying. I kind of like it that way. But yeah, there's a limit. And of course, the really heavy stuff, it's nice to have Richard. He's much stronger than me. But if I can do it, I like to. But things like the car, I've never liked handling that. Because for one thing, I think they always kind of take advantage of girls and tell you all these things you don't really need, that you might need at some point, but you don't need that day. And I always just feel like I'm being hustled in some way, and I just feel like they think I'm dumb. So I don't like dealing with car stuff, like ever. And I also don't like, because I also kind of get hit on too at the same token, where I'm like, it's awkward. I don't know, it's just, the whole thing is weird for me. I don't like dealing with car stuff. And so things like when he deals with the car stuff, that is like, that's what you guys don't realize. Like, there's certain things that like he does, and I don't like dealing with like anything online where like he fills out stuff online. He handles all that kind of stuff. And he says, like, anything, like, online, because I don't even go on the computer, like, ever. I go on my phone. We have phones or computers now, but I mean, I don't ever go on our desktop computer, ever. Like, anything that's on the computer, I'm like, Richard, you handle it. And it's just nice, and I like computers, and I used to be good at computers, but I would prefer for him to handle that stuff. And so I did it because I had to for years, you know what I mean? And I became good at things, but he's much better at computer stuff, and he's an insanely fast typist. I'm not, and I'm just like, please. And he always figures out everything doesn't work for me. I'll be like, oh, the site's not working, Richard, help me. And he's like, oh, it never works for you. And he sits down anyways, even if I've ever tried to do something. So, and he handles all of like the paying the credit cards. I'll tell him what day they're due. We have this system where I'll say, because we're starting to consolidate them now. We had too many. We had to like establish our credit with these crappy credit cards, and now we can start closing them. We've actually just closed out 3 of them because they were so small. They were small, and they were just lame. High interest but small, so they were able to end them soon. But it was getting where it's hard to keep track. So I have this list of the bills and the credit cards and stuff. But like I don't go in and actually log in, and it's a pain in the neck, getting into each one, remembering each one. Some of them we have like redundant because like one's in my name, one's in his name, and And then some of them, even though they're a different company, when their login is still the same login, so it gets confusing. And then he has to like figure out, because even though if you remember your logins, like which one what am I doing, you know, and it can get confusing. And so he handles all that stuff, and like paying all of the bills, like. And I never liked doing that stuff. I was always pretty good at it until my life kind of just went haywire, and then I just like lost track of my finances, and then I was like terrible with it. And Richard's much better, and he's really good at managing it. And so like little things like that are like so nice. And he's also so good at cooking meat, which I feel like guys are better at cooking meat than girls. I am terrible at making burgers. So people used to laugh at me when I used to make them. They were like, they first were like biscuits, and then everyone taught me how to kind of like scrunch them down with your fingers, which that really works for you, like 2 fingers. Whoever said that. But mine still are funky. And Richard makes the most phenomenal burgers, and I'm always like, I could make the burgers, but you do it so much better. Sometimes he'll be tired. I'll be like, I can make burgers because I'll have more energy. But because he's already like made it like twice in the day, you know, it'll be like dinner. But I'll be like, but yours are so much better. And he's like, I know, you're right, huh? Because he likes his better too. And everyone likes it. And same with Gloria. She doesn't like cooking the meat either, because she's not good at making steak or burgers. And so like when we're out of town, we'll sometimes come back and we'll see her steak and we'll be like, oh yeah, I can see. You know, just like she just doesn't really know how to do it right. It's not terrible, but you know, it's not great either. And Richard's are like, all of his steaks taste like filet mignon. Basically, it's like, oh. I mean, I was so obsessed with doing organics, but every once in a while I have a couple bites of some of those conventional steaks, because we don't do organic steak anymore. It's too expensive. That was when they used to have them on sale. That's never going to happen again, I don't think. They used to this used to happen. I don't even think they do this anymore. They used to mark down the organics. I mean, they do now probably really, really deep into it, like if it's like going to expire the next day maybe. But they used to mark down the organics at like a little bit before they were kind of going to expire on the steaks and the beef, and especially at like Albertsons would do it a lot. Smith's, I think, God, you just never would see it there. I think this stuff just gets bought there. But at Albertsons, sometimes they do. Richard has a couple times got some organic. It wasn't steak, it was like organic chuck roast that at Smith's. But they used to have it a lot at Albertsons. And I don't know if they wait longer now or if they just don't give such a markdown or what. Or I don't know if they just go where it just goes, you pay full price till like the day it spoils and then they just throw it out. I don't know, because you know how like since the pandemic, I know a lot of the stores, they got hurt with as people went more online. Well, then all the stores had to go online. But at first they were very affected by when they didn't have the online. Now pretty much all of them do. But I still think there's some stores that people tend to like to go in person more. Like I feel like Whole Foods, people like buying online. I don't know, we bought Whole Foods online for a long time and I always liked that. But like I feel like with Smith's, I wouldn't want to buy it online because there's just so many variables there. Like I feel like the shoppers would just not get it right. We're like with Whole Foods, it's almost like a smaller store, and that they don't even always get it right because the shoppers don't always get it right. And you don't have to pay for it if they get it wrong, but you don't have what you wanted, if that makes sense. So it's like, great, I have this thing for free that I don't want. And for us, we were so picky back in the day, so we would just like give this stuff away to our neighbors because we're like, we're not going to eat that, even though it's free. They would send us like conventional stuff all the time. We got only one organics. And then they give it to us for free, and we're like, they won't pick it up, if it's wrong, if it's something like that. I don't think they pick up the food at all. But we were like feeding the neighbors during the pandemic, which was nice, but I felt like I was like so wasteful on the store, and I was like, they really need to like, and it was annoying because we really wanted our food, and now, great, we fed the neighbors for free, but we still don't have our food. And it'd be too late to order again, and this is during the pandemic when you had to do like everything online, so it was kind of annoying. But, and then sometimes we would go to do our order, and then by the time we tried to order the second time, they would have like nothing, maybe in the morning they'd had, several different things, and we had chose like something. By the time we ordered the second time, it'd be like nothing, if you could get it ordered, like nothing left. Because they used to run out of the organics back when we used to shop. I don't think they do anymore. I think they get more now. I don't know. The organics are almost the same price as the conventional now, but not for steak. the organic steak is like astronomical, and it's really small. It's like this size for like a ribeye or a New York steak, real small, and then they want, oh gosh, $20 to $30 for a steak, if not more, and the now conventional are getting close there, but it's so much bigger. It's a lot more of a steak, like huge, So like for Annette, she likes having she's really getting into like chewing on the bone, which I don't know how she does it, poor thing. But she loves, Richard gets her those T-bones. Oh, those are her favorite. I'll see like, because that's actually, it's kind of nice to get the meat off the bone when you have the T-bone. They don't do like T-bone organic, barely ever. I mean, maybe at Whole Foods, but I don't think I've ever even seen it there. That would be so expensive, probably. I mean, some things they don't get because it's just too expensive. Like, who would get it? Like, I think they might have organic filet mignon. I'm not sure. But can you imagine? Oh, they used to actually put those on discount at Smith's once in a while. They were little dinky things in a little package. Those they would discount because no one would buy them. Because I think they were like $40 or something or more. It's filet mignon, the little guy. And so they had to mark those down. But I don't even know if they have those anymore. I don't know. I've been in the store in so long. I don't know, Richard goes. But I feel like some of those things are just going away because it's kind of insane for a store to try to keep stock on something that's so expensive. Like they used to have I don't know if they have this anymore. This is many years ago. They used to have at Whole Foods what are the little, oh, I hate these things. The thing that caviar. They had one that was like $90, and I was like, who buys that? In like a package, but they had like we used to get the salmon, and I was like, it was like $90, like how does a store keep that? I don't know how often those expire, but it feels like there's not enough people regularly buying something so expensive. Like I know Whole Foods used to also have this like $40 candy. I think they got rid of that. Because some of those things, it's just like, who spends that much on those things? They also had like this like $40 lotion. They would have a sample and Richard would be like, when I get them, we're like, well, we'll have it when we're in the store. It was really nice, but we were like, $40, that's a lot of money. It's like some of those things, when you go to the grocery store, I feel like nothing should be like above $10. That's just how I feel. Like nothing should be above 10. If it's above 10, I'm like, what? I mean, in 10 is now, it didn't even used to be that. It used to be more like $6. But now you'll push to like 10. But above 10, you're like, you gotta be kidding. Something in a grocery store? Like I'm trying to think, like unless it's like bulk. But I'm trying to think of like something that is not huge bulk above $10. Because not even my meat's not above. That's why when we go to California, it's $10.99. I go, oh, just that extra. Like, because that's just, because we've been getting at Sprouts, they do a 3-pack, and that you can, and they also at Walmart they do a 3-pack, but I don't do Walmart anymore. But we'll do Sprouts sometimes, and then I don't know the price of the Smiths, but I will not pay even. Here it's $9.99 at the Whole Foods, but I don't get that meat anymore. It's too expensive to me. But in California, it's so good. They're like, oh, I'm going to do that as a treat. But $10.99, I'm just go, phew. Because that's usually either anywhere from $2 to $3 more than what I usually pay per pound. It just seems like a lot. And it just keeps rising up. And what Richard told me, what they're creeping up the prices, they do all those new online digital discounts. And they say, oh, this is the discount. But eventually, when things are not on discount, you're going to see the real price, because you'll see that things are the regular price is higher now, but you're still seeing like similar to what you probably paid because they're putting things on discount with a lot of stuff. They're doing that, and then they're slowly going to take off the discounts. I've seen them already do it with some, like we saw them do this with the soda with Annette, because Annette loves Diet Coke. And what they used to have, back when we first got here, they had a buy 2, get 3 often. Not often, but often enough. That's an insane deal. I'll buy 2 cases of soda and get 3 for free. And you just had to use like your Smith's card or your Albertsons card, but there was no digital then. And of like, where you have to have an app. And we're like, that's insane. I mean, so whenever that came up, we would get them. And then if they didn't have that, they would have buy 2, get 2, which still seemed like a fabulous deal to me because they're pretty expensive, and you're buying two and getting two. But then they kind of started doing buy two, get one, and then you start to see the price rising up on each case too. So now it's like $10.99 a case. There's a thing that's over $10. I get so mad when it's over $10. Oh my goodness. And so it used to, when we first started getting them for a net, because I've never been a soda drinker, but I believe they were $7.99 a case, and now they're $10.99, if not more. That was the last time I was in the store. But so they try to kind of like squeeze you with these little deals but I mean, there's nothing we can do. It's not like we can do anything if they're gonna just raise the prices on us. I mean, we understand things have been rough for the economy now with the tariffs too and all this stuff. So we just have to like accept it, but it is difficult when you leave the grocery store and your tab is like, they call it tab, I guess, your receipt, bill, what do you call it? Whatever it is when you cash out, it's so much higher than it used to be. Because we used to spend around 100, ish. Now it's getting closer to 200 when you go to the store, for the things that we get. And it's like, it just feels, you just don't like the little extra jumps. But I just get frustrated that nothing is like really cheap anymore. Because I used to live when things were still kind of like, especially when I remember the eggs were still like, I think when we first got here, the eggs were like still like $1.99 sometimes when they put them on sale. Or like things would sometimes be like 99 cents, especially the breads. They would have those half-off breads would be like 99 cents. Now they're like $3.99, $4.99. I'm like, I don't pay that for half-off bread. Isn't that the price of regular bread? I'm like, no. But when it was like 99 cents, I remember we'd load up Annette. I love that, because she likes bread. It's not great for her, but she loves it. And Gloria does too. Not great for the sense of, it's better than candy, but it's still, a lot of, because carbs are sugar, they ultimately break down to, carbs are just a complex sugar, but it's still just sugar. It's a smidge better than just sugar, but it's still sugar. The best thing to eat is protein, because it's actually the hardest thing to digest. This is a weird thing. So I have digestive issues due to my years of eating disorder that destroyed my system. So don't do eating disorders, please don't. You're going to regret it when you're 40. But weirdly, I do good with protein, even though that is the hardest thing to digest. So that I kind of don't fully understand. Because I struggle to digest it, but something is wrong with something got out of whack with, I think it's probably the things inside your stomach. Like I know, like I had like candida overgrowth, but something is causing when I eat sugar, I bloat. So whether it be carbs or sugar, like bloat, but when I eat protein, I tend to not bloat until I eat too much protein. At some point I will bloat but I do much better with protein. And it was a nightmare figuring that out when I first stopped my eating disorder in 2015 because everything was a nightmare when I would eat. And I was being so good about, like, I stopped. And when I stopped, I stopped. And I just dealt with the pain and with everything. And I just researched and tried to figure out what could help me stop bloating. Because I would eat, and me and Richard would try different things every day for me, or like, not every day, because you try to have a little consistency too of like, you can't change every day, then you don't figure out, but it was like, try something for like maybe a week, or maybe even longer, and then that's not going to work, and try another thing. And so we did so many things of like, we even early on were doing just like bacon and eggs for me. That worked pretty well, but I think something about the amount of, I find, because bacon still bloats me now, it's the amount of fat in bacon I think I don't do well with. I love bacon, but, so I do better with the beef, or chicken is not bad either. But anyways, I tried smoothies. I loved the smoothies, but they hurt my stomach so much, and I would blow up like a whale, and I would just be in so much pain. I would just be on my phone. How do I get rid of this? And so that's kind of how I got so into like being very much like telling other people about diet, was because I had learned a lot by reading about it. I didn't know everything. I mean, if you're like, oh, you're no nutritionist, but I read a lot. And I read not just like one source, where you don't just like read one person's opinion. Like I read Oh, and I tried everything that people would recommend, especially for bloating. I tried everything. And I finally stumbled upon this girl that just wrote like a blog about that she was really struggling with bloating from doing an eating disorder. And she said, the weirdest thing is I find that beef works for me. Like anything beef. Like, and she's like, I always thought beef would not be good because like I thought that it'd be hard to digest, you would think. And she says, it's weirdly does not bloat me. And I tried and I was like, she's right. And then that's when I thought, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. That to just find something that didn't bloat me. And, at times I do better than other. I think it has to do with like when I recently come back from New York, I bloat more, but if I've been back on, like if I haven't drank in any recent time, then I think my stomach, because I think the alcohol is really bad on my stomach too. So it's day 43, no alcohol. I call myself California sober because I do smoke weed and I do love my weed. But I am going to New York I'm going to be, right now I'll definitely be in New York next week. So this time, I leave Thursday morning next week. And I'm very nervous about New York. And it's not like a fear. It's just more like it's more like an irritant with myself of like, if I don't keep my sobriety, I'm going to be annoyed with myself. And then I have to go through all the withdrawals again and feel like crap for like a month. I was just talking to Rich about it. I was like, if I keep in, then I'm going to like not really going to feel good until like Christmas again. And then I'll finally feel better around Christmas time. But that's like, because it takes like a good month before you feel better. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. So it's like I have to decide. And it's a big decision for me because I'm battle with it every day there. So it's not like a big decision of like, oh, do I choose wanting to be healthy over drinking? It's more just like every day I'm going to have to like stay strong about it, where every day here is not a battle every day. Does that make sense? Like I don't even come into contact with alcohol or anyone offering it to me here, but there it's going to be like possibly a daily thing where people are offering it to me, you know what I mean? Not probably daily, but probably every other day, and I can turn it down, but it's like someone that's not that strong right now, it is difficult, and that's why I'm scared. If I had been years sober, I wouldn't be worried, because I used to go to New York, and I didn't drink, because I hadn't drank in years, and it was very easy for me, but once I started drinking in November, now it's really difficult for me to not drink there. Like I each trip I'm like, I don't want to drink, and then I do. So I'm glad this is the last trip. So if I don't stay strong, then at least this is it. Like, and that makes me feel really good, because if I had to think about that, I might have to do this again, like do this sobriety thing again after this. Like let's say it all goes south, okay, this trip. Then when I come home, that's it. But if I have to think about, I have to do that, I don't think I could handle it right now. And so knowing that this is the last trip to New York is very comforting. So knowing whatever happens, like, it's going to be over, like, is very exciting to me. Like, I'm very ready to be healthy. Like, I know, like, it seems like I want alcohol. It's more just because I got in this really bad habit, and these trips are a lot for me, and I don't like being away from my family, and I get depressed when I'm there, and I, reach out to the things that I did when I was single, and that's not good habits. And it's been a long time that I've been by myself, and I don't like it. And so I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I like that when we go to LA, it's me and Richard, and I'm just tired of these trips. But I did like this experience, even though I had to lose my sobriety. I'm happy it happened. Not about the sobriety necessarily, but I'm just saying I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I went on my own, because I think I needed to kind of prove that I could do things, even if I didn't do it great. I could have done it better at certain times, definitely. But I don't know. I think I maybe needed it, because it has been a long time since I kind of stood on my own 2 feet. I rely on Richard a lot. A lot. Man, a lot. Sometimes like, and people think, oh, well, you work on it, but you guys don't realize like how much he does behind the scenes. And basically, like, I need him. Like, I don't want him to be gone, and I don't want him to be gone and me be the one at home all day, either by myself or with just Gloria and Annette, or if it was just the two of us by myself, or even with like. I like being the one working. This is an interesting job, but I don't want to do a different job right now, so it works for us right now. But I need him to be doing what he does, like everything that he does. Like without him, like my life would be really hard if we were both just doing like 9-to-5 jobs and then trying to take care of everything else that we take care of around the household. I mean, for one thing, Annette would hate if we were gone all day. But, like, we both handle a lot of stuff here. Like, it doesn't seem like it, but they're actually amazingly, like, it's a lot that, for one thing, Richard cooks 3 meals a day for the whole household now. I clean up all day and do laundry every day. I clean up, like, and this is not like just our laundry. Like, Annette changes her clothes 1,000,000 times a day. And so, like, and the amount of towels they go through in one day, and all this stuff. So, like, every day there's, like, enough laundry of Annette's to do a load of laundry. And then, like, I don't know how the food, like, they don't eat that much, but they definitely, when Gloria does cook, she overcooks. So, when, like, when she's going to use butter or oil, like, she uses a lot of butter and oil. So there's a lot of things that, like, go quicker than they probably should even when it's just the two of them. So there's just a lot of things that, like, just always kind of have to be, like, I don't know, like, if Gloria now is obsessed with chewing gum, and she's going through, like, the whole thing in, like, a day or two. She's like, I need some more chewing. She likes these ones, they're called the icebreakers. The little shaky thing in the little, like, cubes. She's getting them like every other day, if not every day. I'm like, I think you're chewing a little bit too much gum. I don't know if there's a limit. She loves it. She just chews like gum all day. I hate gum. I don't know. I just hate it. I think as soon as it loses its flavor, which is like immediately, I don't want it. And I'm like, well, that's like 10 seconds. What a waste. I don't know. Some people chew it when it doesn't have flavor. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you. I can't do it. So I find gum to be the most pointless thing because I'll chew it for like 30 seconds. I'm like, well, that lost its flavor. What do I do with this disgusting thing? And then I just feel like it's the most wasteful thing to ever do that. So I don't ever chew gum. But yeah, I guess Richard said his dad didn't like when Gloria chewed gum. So now she's like back on this kick of chewing gum. She just chews gum all day. She's so funny. She loves the gum. So, and they love tea. Oh my gosh. They go through tea. Oh gosh, I gotta remind Richard. If he's going to the store, he needs to get tea. They're out of tea, and they're out of what's it? They were out of butter, and oh gosh, what's the other thing? So I was gonna tell Richard. I try to remember if I see something in there, but I forget. We're doing. Oh, guess what? We're not giving Casper lettuce anymore. Casper's my bunny. He's so fat. He's getting better of wanting to do things other than eat and sleep. Like we're just not feeding him, and he's just like he got mad. He's thrown quite a few fits, but he realized we're not doing anything, and fine. So we stopped doing lettuce, and he hasn't had carrots forever. But the only thing now he's just getting too much is the little kibbles. I have to like really. God, he acts like he's dying when I give him the kibbles. So the vet said only give him a very small amount of the kibbles because those make him fat too. So he has tons of hay. We're forcing him to eat hay. He won't eat hay unless we remove all other things. He will only eat hay if there is nothing else.
Emily says you basically do what every family does. Cook, clean.
Yeah, but it's for adults. Yeah. So sometimes it's a little bit more than you realize.
It's been an hour. Your dinner's done.
Oh, good. Oh, did you make yours? Did you eat yet?
Mine is done too. Mine's in there. I ate about half of it.
Oh, then you better eat because you've been.
And I fed the ladies too.
Okay, good. All right. Are you ready? Are you sitting out here?
I'm gonna do some nunchucks.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys, Rich is going to take over. He made me burgers. I'm so excited. I actually forgot that he was going to do that. So I was like, yay, I forgot.
Dinner.
Yay. I'm excited. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice out here. I thought it was going to be chillier. I brought this little sweatshirt, but I didn't need it.
Game starts in about an hour.
Oh, yeah, we got it's
Ravens and Dolphins.
Yeah, the Ravens and the Dolphins. I'm
Yeah,
going for the
Dolphins
Ravens
upset.
today, you guys.
I followed your lead, so if Dolphins upset this run.
Here's the thing. Okay, I know the Ravens are a good team because they have Jim or John. Is it Jim? It's Jim. Jim Harbaugh is their coach, and John was for the Niners. But anyways, he's a fabulous coach, and I know they can be a really good team. But I bet on them for several games, and they were doing terrible. And I was like, forget the Ravens.
Yeah.
And then last week, I bet against them, and then they did fabulous. And I'm like, I'm going back for them because I really do like them. And I like that Lamar Jackson. I got that right. Yeah. He's the quarterback, right? I'm just learning the new teams. I knew teams from the 90s, you guys. I was like Steve Young, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I thought you were saying something to me. Like and subscribe, please, and please also share the stream if you like it. And also, I like if you give it a little tappy, tap, tappy, little emojis. So thank you, everybody. I had a great time. I'll be definitely popping on here for. Oh, really? You know what? It'll only be 6 more days, because the 7th day is when I'm going to be traveling to New York.
Oh, yeah,
So I won't be doing a blog that day. So 6 more days I'll be blogging. And then when I get to New York, I will be blogging, but definitely not the first night. No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And maybe Saturday morning, but it depends on my work schedule. So it might not be till Sunday, could be late Saturday, that I see you guys again after next Wednesday. Oh, and hey. Oh, I have some news I forgot to tell you guys. Oh my gosh, I got an outfit, a little bit of an outfit. I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yeah,
but
don't tell.
yeah, okay.
Don't tell.
But I got it from Savers, which is a thrift store. And so it's kind of crappy because I don't know, I'm trying to make it work together. I got another thing coming in the mail. I'm trying to see how it's going to work, because I had to cut this dress to make it kind of be my outfit, but it looks a little silly at the bottom line. But I only spent $21, so I'm happy. And I got these shoes and the dress, only $21 at this, and it might work.
Why don't you just tell me who are you going to be?
Oh, I'm going to be Jessica Rabbit. Okay, so I got a red dress and I got red heels, and I got some purple gloves coming in the mail, but I also have another backup red dress that's an Amazon dress, but those are usually don't work for me. So I don't know if that one's going to work, and if it don't work, I'll return it. But I don't know which one's going to be best. Neither of them are very Jessica Rabbit. It's just is what I could do in short notice, because I waited too long, because you can't get this stuff in time, and I'm not going to spend that much on a Halloween costume, so get out of town. But at 21 was a push for me. Whew. Oh, breaking the bank. And I went over there, and I was happy. There was not much. I thought what I was hoping was like some really glamorous dress, because I thought, oh, they'll have something like that at the thrift store, but they really did not. So I don't know.
That exists, huh?
I don't know, not in my size at least. Maybe I only looked in size small, so I don't know. Maybe in another size it has something like that. All right, yeah, here it is.
Let me give myself a little sunshine. Yeah, we got a little bit of the last of the sunset before it heads west over the ocean. Thank you guys. I'm all good. Thank you for watching. My name is Jedi Rich. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, this is the Healthy Family Force. You know, when I first started this channel, first started on YouTube, I weighed over 350 pounds. I was almost gonna die. And I was doing all the diets that they told me to do. I was a vegan. I was doing the smoothie diet. I was doing exactly what they told me to do. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking any weed, completely sober. Basically, I was like AA sober and just eating cookies and donuts. As long as they were vegan. But then we did switch over, we quit out the cookies and donuts. No, seriously though, we cut out the cookies and donuts and we started eating just, doing like the different diets at the time. There was a smoothie diet. Mom got me a Ninja for juice. That's when I got the biggest. The amount of sugar you have in those diets, and plus you're extracting all the fiber. So, all right, so can you guys hear me? Just double checking. So the force kind of flows through you when you do these nunchucks. I don't know if you guys have ever done it. You ever hear of centripetal force? Centripetal force is what these work on, basically. Or is it centrifugal? All right, any physics guys out there? Is it centripetal or centrifugal for this motion? Anyways, whatever it is, it builds up this kinetic energy as I do this. And honestly, it's a good way to kind of work out your joints, your muscles, stay in shape. Like I said, like 5 years ago, I weighed over 300 pounds. And by just not listening to the conventional diets, by doing something different, I was able to lose the weight that was making me obese and get to a normal healthy weight, which I am now. I'm about a 24 BMI, 24.5 BMI, which is a normal weight. Anything over 25 BMI is overweight. Anything over 30 BMI is obese. I was 46 BMI. I'm half the BMI I am right now. I'm like 24. I was 23, but I'm 24.5 now, and I was 46 before. So if you guys are struggling with it, you want to know how to do it, and you don't want to do drugs, you don't want to do Ozempic, you don't want to go to the gym like 24/7. You know, just, well, I can help you. I can tell you what I did. All right, we still on? All right, guys. Hey, hit the likes, please. Hit the likes. Okay. All right. All right. Hey, Amy, what's up? Amy, you met yourself a little friend here. I've never met you before, but Emily Sizemore, she's been here a long time. She's the we call it the crowd heckler. You know what I mean? Like, she says shit that's pretty funny. I laugh. I laugh at it. But then I see her in other rooms too, and she's just as snarky in other rooms as well. So I don't take it personally. Should I? Emily, should I take it personally? Sorry if I ruined your day. These were originally invented to like they're the first weed eaters. I'm not gonna do it here because these are really beautiful bushes. Okay. Come on. Let's go do what I don't want to do right now, which is push-ups. It's kind of one of those things. It's like our workouts on this diet are very, very simple, but you still don't feel like doing them. So it's not a matter of what you feel. You know what I mean? Like, your feelings will change. Make sure I'm still alive. Okay, great. You guys want to be a little lower? Sorry, I don't have the luxury of a cameraman following me around, so I have to do my own camera work. I don't mind it. I'm just saying, if you guys are complaining that I have to do that, well, that's why. Okay. No shoes. All All right, guys. Come on. Kids, don't do push-ups. All right, here we go. Ready? What do you think? Should I do 25 or 50? Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start out. We'll see how I feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Oh. Whoa. Well, you guys remember, like, when we first started that, I could barely do 10 last year. And now we're up to 10. Oh, what's up, little one? Are you imagining my other body parts? Oh my gosh, little one. I'm imagining yours right now, too. That's pretty hot. But thanks for thanks for the vote of confidence. I haven't had somebody thinking about my private parts in a long, long time, little one. Oh man. You know what you guys should try to do? Try to do those. Try to do 50. I started out doing 10. Now I'm 25. Yo, what's up, Jimmy Z? Jimmy Z, are you thinking about my private parts right now? Are you? It's okay. Just be honest with me. Little one was being honest. Are you? It's all right. It happens to me a lot. One time when I was in San Francisco at the public gym, Feliz Navidad. Wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, I wish you. All right, guys. Of my heart. Mom's listening to Freddie Fender right now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Room of Doom. I'm just kidding. I don't really call it that, but. All right. Just so you know, this is not a private party. Actually, it is. Hello, sir. Well, hello, definitely not Saeed. Hey, guys. Hey, we did a good stream today. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, over 100 hearts or likes. We've got, what else we got? We got a couple of viewers. Nice. I'm proud of you guys. I'm not getting a shower after that workout. Honestly, it wasn't too strenuous today. That's the whole thing. You see, I used to run triathlons. I mean, I used to be obsessed with working out to stay in shape. But the problem was I found that the more I worked out, the more I had to eat. I mean, I was like starving because, it makes sense, right? You have to fuel yourself in order to, pound a you can't just go hit a triathlon or even just a marathon without carbing up. I mean, you got to load up in order to make it happen. You can't just, And the thing is, then, it dawned on me at some point, like, if I have to eat in order to go work out, why don't I just? It just seemed kind of like it was kind of like I had two trucks that were carrying the same product, going Like one was shipping product up here, and the other one was shipping the same product down here. It was like, it's like, maybe we could do a little better communication, you know? And hello, oh, what do you got? Oh, yeah, just, you know, that sort of thing. Definitely. Put the weed away. I don't have any weed, man. I'm just chilling back here. I'm about ready to play some Fetty Fender. You know, I've had a real thirst for metal the last couple of days. I hope that doesn't make your ears bleed. But that's just the way, you know. Think about what you just said, Saeed. Not Saeed. You just said you want to learn how to play. Right, man. Right. You have to unlearn being this whole thing they taught you like that you're supposed to be this, you're an adult. No. You got to go back. You got to learn how to play. Learn how to make mistakes. Learn how to be a goofball. Don't be afraid of being. Don't be embarrassed, man. You can't be embarrassed. I mean, be embarrassed, but it's like. And I'm not saying I play guitar. You got to just learn to play, man. I love it. It's beautiful. Collective Soul, man. Yeah. Wait, did Collective Soul do Runaway Train? Is that the band? Because I have been meaning to cover that for eons now. Eons upon eons. And thank you for reminding me. Right? Yeah. Okay, wait, we gotta change though, because it's like a collective soul. Oh, shit, I'm sorry, it was Soul Asylum. What about learning scales? Scale is practice scales. Yeah. Nice. Thanks, man. Who said to practice scales? Who did that? Thank you, man. I really need to get back to fundamentals. Somebody said I want to learn how to play. My first thought is, well, if you want to play guitar, you don't want to play it, you got to work it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to play on the guitar, you want to work on the guitar. And then the next person said, play some scales. And I was like, okay, take my own advice. I think you gave him an idea, Scribble. Hi, Shabby Shab. Man. Hi there. You know what? This chord always reminds me of Jane's Addiction. Distorted sevens.
Like these came in for this.
Yeah, those are Nettie's. Hey, check out what Nettie got. We got Nettie a pair of pants. My sister.
They look very nice. They look nice.
All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna go have my dinner now, and my sister got a pair of pants. I'm gonna check them out on her and see how she. We order hers, man. I'll make sure they fit. Hope you guys all have a great night tonight. Please hit the like and subscribe, and join our memberships. It's only 99 cents. What a bargain!